The shir is being given L'Zecha Nishmas Rachaleya Bas Rav Chaim Tzvi. We embarked last week on a wonderful journey, a journey that will focus on different aspects of Nevuah, of prophecy. And last week we spoke about the significance of Nevuah, one of the Ikrei Adas of the Rambam, Shehakel Menabeis B'nei Ha'adam, that Hashem Yisbarach communicates with human beings. And this is a fundamental doctrine of Nevuah that was incorporated by the Rambam in one of the Ikrim, one of the fundamental cardinal tenets of our faith. Over and above the tenet that all of us are familiar with, which is a pasuk at the end of Sefer Dvarim, Lo Kambi Yisrael Kemoshe Od Navi U'Mabid Es Tvunaso, but the unique qualities of the Nevuah of Moshe Rabbeinu, which Amir Hashem in the future we'll discuss. But prior to that, there's a fundamental tenet of Nevuah. The notion that a person could literally, as a result of Yamin efforts, rise to incredible heights of Dveikus and Hashem Yisbarach, can connect with Hashem Yisbarach at a higher level, and in effect can be someone who, as a result of that connection, will be the recipient of a shefa of Nevuah, of Ruach HaKodesh. There are different madregas. And last week we spoke about the background for Nevuah, the backdrop for it. We discussed the concept of Bnei HaNeviim, that there are different stages. There are, as it were, Batei Sefer L'Nevuah, schools where people become trained in the process of becoming a Navi. And the Mitzvah Hashem, we're going to elaborate at greater length in future Shurim on some of the concepts that we spoke about last week. In the course of this year, we would like to discuss the fact that even though a Navi is someone who is connected to Hashem Yisbarach in a very unique and distinct kind of way, but ultimately a Navi also retains his own persona, his own personality. There is an element of Bechira Chavshis involved even in Nevi'im, and that we can see in the context of many, many stories that we have in the Chumash. We know that Avram Avinu in Parshas Vayera, Avram Avinu has a very strong vikuach with Hashem Yisbarach vis-a-vis Sodom. Avram Avinu entered certainly into the thickets of what was happening regarding Sodom. Avram Avinu was concerned about being mispalel on behalf of the people of Sodom. And throughout the Torah we know that Moshe Rabbeinu himself, certainly, who was responsible for averting many, many gzeros. There would have been many harsh decrees against Klal Yisrael. And Moshe Rabbeinu was constantly nichnas l'uvei hakora. He entered the straits and the thickets in order to defend Klal Yisrael. And in the course of these discussions, we see actually the personalities of both Avram Avinu and Moshe Rabbeinu, and so too many, many other Nevi'im, who clearly expressed and articulated their strong feelings towards Hashem Yisbarach. In other words, they still retain their humanity, their own persona, despite the fact that, of course, they had to be in sync, in tandem with the directives of Hashem Yisbarach. This idea is something which is very fundamental to understanding the nature of Nevi'im and the nature of Nevuah. For example, in Yirmiyahu HaNavi, that we've had a chance to learn extensively, often you have a clear expression, for example in Perek Lamed Hey Pasuk Yud Beis, where the Navi says, Vayidvar Hashem El Yirmiyahu Leimor. You have a clear, direct communication between Hashem Yisbarach and Yirmiyahu. When the beginning of Lamed Hey, Pasuk Aleph, Hadavar Shehaya Yirmiyahu Meis Hashem, again, a clear directive. And this is found in Perek Lamed Daled, and many other Prakim we have similar kind of expressions, a direct communication between Hashem Yisbarach and the Navi. And sometimes you have expressions of Vayomer Yirmiyahu, and obviously here it's not 100% clear that we are talking about Divrei Nevuah, because we don't know with certitude whether that particular statement was said by the Navi or was said by Hashem Yisbarach. This is not an uncommon phenomena that one sees throughout Tanakh, when one examines different Nevuos of different Nevi'im. Just to give an example of what we are referring to, in Shmuel Beis, in the second Sefer of Shmuel, in Perek Zayin, we have the following discussion that takes place between Nasan HaNavi